Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another empowering episode of Shola's Mentorship Blueprint podcast, a space created to grow, learn, and build the kind of leaders our world truly needs. I am your host for today, Olushola Odubanjo, a registered nurse, chartered manager, and a mentor. Here, every conversation is crafted to uplift, inspire, and remind you that the greatness you seek is already within you. We're simply here to help you bring it to light. Today, we'll be talking about the skills and strategies that help emerging leaders not just to survive, but thrive as they take on more responsibility. So grab your coffee, your notebook, and let's dive right in. Now, let's start with something that doesn't show up on our CVs. Mindset. When you move into leadership, the biggest change isn't your title, it's how you think. Up till now, success might have been about your individual performance, how well you execute. But as a leader, success is now about how well others perform because of you. That change can really be hard for new leaders. You're no longer the one doing all the work yourself. Now your job is to help others do their best work. Now, here are some tips for emerging leaders. First of all, redefine success. It's not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about creating an environment where everyone can be smart, creative, and effective. Tip number 2, get comfortable with uncertainty. You'll never have all the answers, and that's the fact. And that's okay. Leadership is less about knowing everything and more about asking great questions and making informed decisions with incomplete data. Number 3, embrace the identity shift. Imposter syndrome hits hard here. It does. If you've ever thought, who am I to lead? Remember, leadership isn't a destination, it's a process. You grow into it through action, reflection, and feedback. Now, let's take a moment. Ask yourself, am I trying to be perfect or am I trying to be effective? The best leaders choose progress over perfection every time. Now, let's talk about the core skills that help new leaders find their footing. Number 1, communication. Everything starts with communication. As a leader, you're a translator between vision and execution, between the upper management and your team. Be clear about goals, be transparent about your decisions, and be consistent because people follow predictability. Here's another additional tip to that. Great leaders don't just talk to their teams, they listen through their teams. They ask questions like, what's getting in your way? What will make things easier? Probably the task they've given you to complete. What will make this easier? What do you need from me right now? What do you need from me as a leader? Because that builds trust and also a safety space. These are 2 non-negotiable skills in leadership. Number 2, emotional intelligence. Now, this isn't soft, it's strategic. It's about reading the room, managing your reactions, and understanding how your mood sets the tone for everyone else. If you're stressed and sharp, your team feels it. If you're calm and composed under pressure, your team learns to be that too. You can grow your emotional intelligence by practicing empathy. When a team member struggles, ask why before you start judging. Number 3, decision making. Leadership means making calls when it's not black and white. Here's a 3 simple step guide you can follow under this decision making. 1, gather input. Get perspective from your team. Number 2, decide quickly. And number 3, own the outcome. Whether it goes right or goes wrong, you take responsibility. This last part that I've just spoken about is quite really crucial. Ownership builds credibility. Now, the 4th one is delegation. Many new leaders struggle here. You might think it's faster if I actually just do it myself. Have you ever been in that situation? But that mindset actually burns you out and blocks your team's growth. Delegation equals trust plus clarity. Shall I say that again? Delegation equals trust plus clarity. When you delegate, define what success looks like. Set goals, not micromanagement. Celebrate effort and progress, not just results. When people feel trusted, they rise to the occasion. Number 5, feedback. Give feedback early, often, and specifically. And model receiving it too. Say things like, I love your thoughts on how I handled that meeting. When leaders invite feedback, it's just a signal that learning never stops, no matter your type. So let me just give a mini recap. Communicate clearly, build emotional intelligence, make decisions confidently, delegate with trust, and build a culture of feedback. These 5 are your foundation. Now, let's talk about the strategies for striving in leadership. All right, we've spoken about the skills. We're not talking about the strategy. These are the practical day to day approaches that make leadership sustainable and effective. Strategy 1, build relationship, not just results. When you start leading, your instinct might be to prove yourself by hitting goals fast, but long term success is built on relationship. Get to know your team's motivation, strengths, and challenges. Have a one to one check in that aren't just about tasks, but about growth and well being. You could ask questions like, what are you excited about working on right now? How can I support your development? People remember leaders who seize them, not just use them. Strategy 2, which is the second one, find a mentor and be coachable. You don't have to figure leadership out alone. Find someone a few steps ahead of you in your company, your industry, or even on a different field and learn from their journey. Being coachable is one of the fastest ways to grow. It shows humility, curiosity, and openness, all traits of a good leader. Third strategy, manage your energy, not just your time. Leadership can drain you emotionally and mentally. If you don't protect your energy, burnout sneaks in very fast. Schedule thinking time. Take breaks without guilt. That is really important. I hear people say, I need to do this. Or in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to finish. Oh, once I finish this, I'm going to get a break. But it never finishes. Set boundaries between work and recovery. Remember, your team mirrors your habits. If you never rest, they won't either. Leading well starts with leading yourself well. The fourth strategy, communicate upwards. A big part of leadership is managing expectations, not just with your team, but with your boss. Keep them updated proactively. What's going well? What's blocking progress? What support do you need? This isn't about people pleasing, it's about alignment. When your boss trusts your judgment, then they give you more autonomy, which accelerates your growth. The fifth strategy, learn, unlearn, and relearn. Leadership is evolving faster than ever. We've got remote work, AI tools, generational shifts. You need to stay adaptable. The best leaders don't cling to old ways, they stay curious. For emerging leaders, please, this is really important. Don't cling to old ways. Be curious. Read books, listen to podcasts, attend workshops, and most importantly, listen to your team's new ideas. You're not just leading people, you're leading change. Now let's pause a bit. What's one leadership skill I need to unlearn to grow? Think about it. That question alone can unlock massive self awareness. Take a notebook, write it down, and reflect on that. Now, let's talk about fear. Because honestly, stepping into leadership can be terrifying. The fear of failure, fear of being judged, fear of not being good enough. Here's the truth, every great leader started exactly where you are. They didn't wait until they felt ready. They started because they were ready and learned along the way. Courage isn't about the absence of fear, it's actually moving forward despite the fear. If you're scared, that's not a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're stretching into something bigger. Now, if you wait until you feel ready, you will never start. And I saw this from Mel Robbins. It's a quote. If you wait until you feel ready, you will never start. So take the first step. Leadership is learned through doing, reflecting, and adjusting, not waiting. So let's wrap this up. Today we've talked about the mindset shift from being a contributor to leader, core leadership skills like communication, emotional intelligence, delegation, and feedback, strategies for striving, building relationship managing energy, and staying adaptable. And of course, overcoming fear. Now, if you remember one thing, let it be this: leadership is not a position, it's a practice. You don't need permission to start leading. You start by taking initiative, caring deeply about people, and showing up consistently. Now, this brings us to the end of another interesting episode. If this episode has really touched you, can you kindly share with someone out there that you think needs it? Drop a comment in the comment section and do not forget to subscribe. And remember, the world needs more authentic leaders. Maybe that leader is you. Until next week, take care. Bye.